How many of you know she is genius? Right? She is. When she said that she was promoting a book, because her passion is to educate not only the sisterhood of women, but the community at large about getting rid of our fears, getting rid of all of our rubbish, I like to say, about money. We don't talk about it. But what we do talk about, right, is when we broke. Let's be real, let's be real. All right, everybody trying to float checks. Go through, we get it. We get to uncover today the reason, the heart behind the book. To help us talk about that, one of my favorite people in the whole entire world, in addition to Cynthia, is my dear friend Victoria Trafton. How many of you know Victoria? Now, this lady is the most influential human being that I know. And I get around. Ask my husband, I get around. All right, yeah, it's so true. Victoria Trafton gave birth to a concept called the Sisterhood of Happiness a few years ago now, and I had the pleasure of meeting both of these women in relationship to the Sisterhood of Happiness campaign, and voila, we have this whole movement going on. So to introduce the concept behind the book, the heart behind the book, and most of all, to share the vision of what Sisterhood of Money is all about, please help me welcome two beautiful, dynamic women, Ms. Cynthia Fick and Victoria Trafton. Okay, let me get away over here. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah. We're just asking, like, which is our good side? But then, if I do this, you can't see my face. Oh, just kidding. Zoom out on that. All right. We're going to be talking a little bit with both of our ladies here. And as we're having this conversation, here's what I need you to do. I need you to hashtag what? Okay, Patricia's doing it. You guys are weak. What are we hashtagging, ladies, on Facebook? Mahalo so much. All right, we're going to be asking questions. Feel free as things come to your mind a little bit later on. We're going to be doing a Q&A session with our ladies and some of you out here in the audience. So we're going to start with you, Miss Cynthia, because everyone's dying to know, my friend, okay? The Sisterhood of Money. Talk to us about your inspiration behind the book and just share a little bit of an insight on where the book was birthed from for you.
Well, thank you. I don't know, but you almost made me cry, and that's something I usually do. But I stopped myself because I want to be happy because this is a fun day. I've been an investment advisor for 28 years, and I've talked to thousands of women out there, and I'd have to say, although we control 50% of our nation's wealth overall, women just don't feel capable of doing that. And so it became my passion after conversation with women where they just didn't think they could do it, to say, whoa, hold up. There's not some secret out there that you can't have and you can't know. You can get this, you can do it. And so it's my passion, my mission in life, why I'm here, and that is what birthed this book. Yeah.
Here's what I love about you. Can you feel her passion? Is it just me because I'm so close? Right? Wow. Now the sisterhood, there's so much perception, realities about the sisterhood. To help us talk a little bit more about defining the sisterhood, what it is, what the movement is, and you'll see how the vision with the book and the sisterhood as a community go together. Help us, Victoria, understand the definition of sisterhood. How would you define it?
Good one. In fact, I've spent a lot of time talking about what does the sisterhood mean, and I think it's very simple. It is time, probably a unique time in history, certainly in this country, perfect time for women to start supporting each other, to stop looking for somebody else to change the rules, change the game, make room at the table, give us some edge up or some equal number, and just realize we're fabulous. Nobody showed us how to do this. If we reinforce and validate each other, and we find our own way of making a contribution, that's all we have to do. It's just women supporting women.
So fantastic. Now, as the men are rolling their eyeballs, like, oh gosh, if I got to listen to this, one more round, right? Help us understand how men fit into the sisterhood. If you can both chime in on that from your perspectives, and we'll start with you, Cynthia.
Well, I think there's a perception out there by women and even men in the corporate world that there's a ladder that they have to climb or that we have to try to climb. And I'm just here to say it's just not true. We come to the table with different gifts, with different powers, and they are recognized and appreciated these days. So my book was nothing to do with against men. And I love men. I love men. They're some of my best friends. But just to step up with the same power. And that's what coming from the heart is all about. It's figuring out what's most important to you and then coming from that place, tapping into that place, bringing what only women can bring to the table. And it's something so different than the guys bring. And you can bring it to business, and you can bring it to money, and you can come from that place as you make your financial decisions. It's huge. And when you come from that place, I mean, I'm literally overwhelmed at this very moment to say I did that. That's why I wrote the book, and that's why I'm sitting here right now. And everybody can do it. I know it in my heart. And so that's why I'm like I said, so passionate about it. So men, they're willing to scoot over and let us sit beside them. They need us, and they know it, I think, these days. So.
It's when I realized that I was from corporate America and I did well climbing the ladder. It's kind of fun because you know what the rules are. But what I realized is trying to change the existing structures and asking men to be part of that. What's wrong with the structure? It works for them. They defined it. We weren't there. Same thing with money. It works for them. They defined it. We weren't there. So the gift that we have, certainly some of us have, if we're fortunate, from the men around us, is they love us. They love who we are. And they don't get all hung up about what we do. As long as we're feeling fulfilled and happy doing it, then we get the support we need. And that's what we need from men. Amen. And that's pretty much when we get to bring what we have to them, we're each teachers for each other. Yep.
Yes, wonderful.
Good. Perfect. I like that. I mean, I need my man because he's holding the wallet. Somebody got to hold the wallet and my purse. I'm just saying. And somebody got to make the money. I spend the money. It's called a team. Say it with me, a team. Okay. All right. We're going to continue talking about the inspiration behind the book. The last question I have to wrap this up, and this is for both of you again, with regards to the sisterhood of money and sisterhood in general, okay? We define sisterhood. We say we welcome men. How does the sisterhood of money protect us or introduce the next generation into wealth building, into talking about money? Talk to us about how this movement, how this campaign influences our next generation.
Well, you know, it's wonderful to come to an event, to read a book, to get really excited or passionate, and then you might walk away and those same old fears, those same old things that have held you back in the past will rise again. And so that's what I intertwined into the book, The Sisterhood of Money, were some specific tools to help you manage your emotional energy about money that no longer serves you. I think everyone in this room, anybody want to yell something out? What were some beliefs you had about yourself and money growing up? Was it easy to accumulate? Were you going to be good? You know, could you be wealthy? Did your family support that? Did you even think that was a perception or an option for you? Right. I mean, I think we could go around and each one of us would have our own story. And now's the time to say, okay, I honor that story, but it's time to move along. And so you need some tools to help you manage those inevitable things that are going to come up and say, yeah, but, yeah, right, sure, that can happen. Because if you don't have those tools, we'll have a great event, you'll read the book, you'll like it, and yet you'll still be worried deep in your heart and your mind. And that's why I'm passionate, to help change the way we think about ourselves and money. So.
I was talking to Cynthia and I said, this is kind of the idea of sisterhood in women validating and supporting each other. And no, men are not allowed in the sisterhood of happiness. It's very difficult for me to validate a man's experience and context, and it's equally difficult for them to validate mine. Therefore, it's a different conversation. But what I realize is if women get a hold of money and can manage and deal with money and become successful, they are in, not all of them, of course, but many of them will be in brand new territory. and they won't be sure, and they won't know, and who's going to like me, and my friends change, and all the insecurities that come with achieving a new level of life, they need sisters to unconditionally support them, to say you're there because you belong there, and we still love you. And that's what the whole sisterhood movement is behind. Just let women step out and be who they're ready to be, because it's time, and we'll change the world for the better.
And how many times do we walk into a room like this and we look at her hair. Oh, wonder where she got those shoes. Oh, wow, she's looking good tonight. Instead of thinking about how we might actually support each other and encourage each other, we're constantly comparing, and men don't quite understand it. But it's something that happens to women, and I just want to say, let's throw that out. Let's come together and really support each other. Come from that place. And so that is my heart and my passion, and a big part of why the sisterhood, coming together in little groups, sharing your heart, sharing your fears, sharing your concerns, and encouraging and supporting each other together. So that's my dream.
Thank you. All right. You ladies are fantastic. I could do this all night, but then I got to drink, I got to take a nap, I got to work tomorrow. Oh, man, stuff we got to do, right? I'm a girl. All right, we're talking about the Sisterhood of Money, the art of creating wealth from your heart. So when we come back, okay, we're going to come back. We're going to do some Q&A session. Each and every single one of you on Facebook is going to answer this question. If you could describe your number one fear about money, your number one hold back, your number one setback, okay, about money. If you could define it in one word, what would it be? What would it be? Okay, answer that. Hashtag me at Heartfelt Wealth. If you didn't like our Facebook page, do it right now. We're going to collect some of these definitions, and we're going to turn this into a Q&A program unlike any other that you've seen. Put it on Facebook, on our page, and we will share it accordingly. So you don't have to worry about, man, it's going to be on my page. My boyfriend going to see that. My mama going to be talking about me. Okay, don't worry about it. Put it on our page, and I will share it anonymously after I tell you who it's from. One round of applause, please, for our lovely ladies, Cynthia and Victoria. The books are available for sale for the VIP only at only $10. So it's 50% off tonight only. So please do that, and stay tuned, because we're talking about the race to 20. All right, the race to 20. And I don't race because I got heels, I got a bad knee. It's a race, but it's a race. All right, to 20. We're going to be talking about that because we are looking for captains. I'll tell you more about that after a couple more songs and 2 drinks. Mahalo again for joining us. This is Victoria and Cynthia. Buy your book, get it signed, get a picture, hashtag us at Heartfelt Wealth on Facebook, and answer the question, describe your fear of money in one word. All right, you guys got it? I know you got it, girl, because you broke. All right, mahalo for being here, and we'll take about 4.2 minutes. 4.2, time me, cameraman. 4.2 minutes, we'll be back after the break. We're going to pick the ball back up. All right, I need everybody's attention. I got a big announcement. Uh-oh. Give yourselves a round of applause. We're at 101 Facebook likes. 101 Facebook likes. You guys are social media geniuses. I don't know what y'all done did, but I friended all y'all. Just friend me back, because I need friends, so I can get 101 new friends. All right, mahalo for joining the Sisterhood of Money VIP book launch party. I am Auntie P.E. from IAloharadio.com. We're going to reintroduce Cynthia Fick. Round of applause, please, for Cynthia. I had the pleasure of meeting our next guest. She goes by the fabulous name of KK. How many of you know KK? Stands for kitty cat. She wild. She is a realtor extraordinaire in the North Scottsdale market. She is also one of the best marketing minds I have ever met. And I don't know if she sleeps, because when I email her at 1 in the morning, then she emails me back. I'm like, what are you doing up? What are you doing up? But what are you doing up? But what are you doing up? KK is full of energy, she's full of ideas, but most of all, she's full of heart and passion, not only for the sisterhood and what it stands for, but the passion for businesses to be successful. So help me welcome Miss KK to our panelists, okay? So now we're talking about the Sisterhood of Money. How many of you bought your book already? Okay, carried a 9. All right, the other half of you, we don't have change for a 20, so buy 2 books. Do the math. I read chapter 1. 10 plus 10 is 20. All right? Get your book. And I heard a comment that the book makes a great gift. So make sure you get one for you and one for your sister. Because you know your sister is bad with money. You saw her. She always borrowing money from you. Think of that friend. Get it for her. All right. We're going to continue on with our Q&A. And before I pull your questions or your answers on Facebook, I wanted to take some opportunity. KK is fantastic because she always plays along with my crazy games. She knows everything, so it's going to be easy. So we're going to talk about just little tidbits that you will find inside the book. Having read the book cover to cover, what I did discover is how easy the book was to follow along, how it encourages me to build a plan of wealth and success in wealth. It's fantastic. So I want to start really in the beginning part. And maybe, Cynthia, you can start with maybe one of the favorite tools. You mentioned 5 tools in your book. Towards the art of creating wealth from your heart. So pick one of those tools, tell us the name of it, and expand a little bit about what we're going to find in the book with relationship to that tool. Can you do that?
I will do that, yes. Well, again, I said the biggest part of really changing your thoughts and your beliefs and your stories about money is to just face them head on. Look underneath the bed. There's not that big, horrible monster you thought there was. And maybe it's something that you can transition. So those are the kind of things that the tools that I've created in the book, and go over them. KK, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. My belly's all full of guacamole. Ronnie says, do you have more food? Like, yeah, it's me. I have more food. And I'm not done yet.
Well, thank you for playing with me.
Thank you for buying the guacamole.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes it's not so easy to talk about your money fears or something like that. So I really appreciate it. But it's good, the first step, don't you think?
I agree. I'm not scared.
You're not
I've got you.
Yes, exactly. So, can you tell me a little bit about, this is kind of the money attitude belief questionnaire part of the book. Some of the stories that you heard about money growing up. What were some of the stories that you heard?
Oh, I grew up in provincial New England. So you weren't to flaunt, talk about, display, discuss money. Mm-hmm. It was very, very private. And everything was very expensive. I heard those things a lot. Mm-hmm. Money is private and everything is very expensive. Mm-hmm.
And how did that make you feel, going deeper?
I think for me, it made me want to question that, is that true? Is everything really that expensive? Mm-hmm. And very early on, traveled and explored and questioned, what is expensive? What does that mean? What's that relative to? Mm-hmm. And then the private part of it, for those ladies in the room that know me, pretty transparent. So I was able to kind of mess with, play with, dispel that myth. I believe it's a myth that money is private. But there are definitely times where I find myself discussing money with other people, whether it's mine or someone else's, especially being in real estate. It's a conversation that comes up a lot, where I'm very cognizant of that belief system in our society of it's not something to be discussed.
Right. And you kind of looked at it and said, I don't think that's true. And so you've kind of busted through of some of those beliefs that have maybe held you back. And one of the other tools that I would like to use to kind of help people transition that is to think about, when you think about money right now in your life, what would you say is the most important thing to you right now in regards to your finances?
I think, and part of this has been being part of the sisterhood and kind of the shift in the transition I feel like is going on in our society, is that if I'm not focusing on my wealth, but I'm focusing on yours, then I think you and I can get where we want to go together. Mm-hmm. And I know that they say what you focus on grows. So if I'm focusing on your wealth and you're focusing on my wealth, then our wealth is growing, and all of those fears and intimidations that we're working with specialists subside while everything else goes up. Right. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. And I think until you identify what some of your attitudes and your beliefs are, you're kind of dead in the water. You're like a deer in the headlights. You're always going to have that thing kind of, anytime you step out and you start feeling kind of big and you're going to do this, you have that little niggling thing in the back of your mind going, yeah, right. Like that could really happen. And so knowing what they are, knowing they're going to pop up, you're going to have the little naysayer that has maybe held you back in the past come forward to be able to say, okay, I know you. But, instead of focusing on that, I'm going to focus on what's most important to me and go back to that, because I will assure you it's like an onion. You keep having that little naysayer come out again. And so there are tools. And just hearing other women talk about their own fears is so affirming. I'm not by myself, I'm not alone. And maybe if she did it, I can do it. And so that's kind of the first step. So,
and being sisters is I get you. Like that's the big part of being sisters is I love you no matter what. You're my sister.
You. Well, we'll see about that.
Big round of applause, please, for KK and Cynthia. These are just some of the tools and some of the topics we explore in the Sisterhood of Money. And we have a toolbox full of information inside of the book that help you uncover your, I don't even know the word because you got to read the book all the way. You know what I mean? I mean, my vocabulary is limited as it is. Now, I did get somebody chime in on Facebook and they defined their money belief as unworthy. Ooh, oh, look at the room there. Like, why are you saying my name? Why are you pronouncing my word? I'm not going to name any names. I'm not naming any names, Laura. But anyway, I just kidding. It's not Laura. So, unworthy. How would you respond to Laura?
There's no Laura. Over the years and talking, like I said, with thousands of women, I have to say, when you boil it all down to their biggest hang-ups and feelings about themselves and money, it boils down to feeling unworthy. And I think that would be probably the human experience. I do not know why we have that little chip inside of us, but it's there and all. And usually when you boil it down to what's beneath everybody's fears, that's what's there. And so to say, wait a second, is that true? Somewhere along the line, I've felt that. But do I have to stay there? Can I transition that? That's what I think is the most important thing. But what do you think about being unworthy, or what other things come up for you?
Again, it's about being sisters. We're out shopping, and Victoria says, what do you think of this blouse? Oh, I love it. It looks awesome on you. Yeah, but it's $500. You're worth it. But that little voice inside our head says, no, I'm not. So how come we can do that for each other, but we can't do that for ourselves?
Right.
Can't do this alone.
No, we can't. No, it's all about sisterhood. And I would not be buying a $500 shirt, not because I didn't think I was worth it. I'm just a bargain shopper, sorry to say.
You've been shopping with me, girl.
But I am worth it. Oh, I could get in trouble with myself.
Yeah. We're going down a different place. The sun's still up, ladies. Hold on. All right, another round of applause, please, for our lovely ladies. To find out more about the Sisterhood of Money, please buy the book. Buy it for a friend, a mom, a sister, a neighbor. What we're doing now is the Race to 20. How many of you are curious? What is that? How many of you already run marathons and whatnot? All right, you can go then. You can go home. All right, well, I'm talking to people who walk and skip. I'm talking to people who walk and skip and dance their way to the end. Okay, I'm talking to you. All right, we're looking for 20 book club captains. All right, what we're going to do is take the sisterhood into the hood. No, not that hood, the neighborhood. You're like, I don't go to the hood. This Scottsdale. Scottsdale ain't got no hood. Scottsdale got hood. You been south of Shea lately? Keeping it real. Okay, so we're looking for 20 We're looking for 20 book club captains, okay? And what this means is as a captain, you get one free book, okay? One free book to participate as a book club captain. The first club to get 10 members, okay? The first club to get 10 members will have a visit with Cynthia during your book club launch. We're going to launch the campaign in June. So we're looking for 20 book club captains. I already took seat number 1, and I got 6 friends. Plus 101 that I met tonight, carry the 9, divide by 3. So she might be coming to my book club. You want to be in my book club? You got to read the book. My club don't cheat. You got to read the book. I know some of y'all belong to book clubs. They don't read the book. They're like, oh, wine. Yeah, so we are looking for book club captains. If you are interested, see my friend Donna right here, Donna Turner. She got to jump up and down because she ain't wearing heels tonight. She ain't wearing her heels tonight. All right, go see Donna. She works with Financial Life Planners. And we are looking for 20 book club captains between now and the end of May. We are launching this campaign in Ahwatukee on May 28th. And you know those people in Ahwatukee think they are Scottsdale. I'm just saying. I live in Ahwatukee, and I am Scottsdale. Okay, so we are looking for book captains, okay, book club captains, not only in Scottsdale, but we're taking this event to Ahwatukee, and we just need 20. And each captain, we just need 10. We need your help to educate our neighborhoods, one sister at a time, one neighbor at a time, one mama at a time, one ex-boyfriend at a time. And we want them to know what the sisterhood, look, man, he ex for a reason. He broke, he need the book. But we want to make sure that we have a following in the community because we need feedback. We need feedback that this movement is, number 1, valuable. Number 2, that the book has traction. And number 3, we already got the sequel ready to go. So you guys got to come on. All right? Now, again, one more round of applause for the Sisterhood of Money. I really appreciate each and every one of you being here to show your aloha and support of Cynthia Fick and the project she put together from her heart. Stay plugged in with us on Facebook so that you can have the tools that you need to put your money where your heart is, okay? Heartfelt Wealth is going on the rest of May. I am looking for 20 book club captains. Join us. Be the first to get 10 in your club, and Cynthia will visit your club and talk story with all of y'all. If you don't know what talk story means, tag me. I'll tell you all about it. The Sisterhood of Happiness is another movement we would love your partnership in. Find us on Facebook at the Sisterhood of Happiness. Like that page and stay in touch with what's going on in our community. On behalf of Financial Life Planners, the Sisterhood of Money, and iAlohaRadio.com, mahalo for joining us. Mahalo for being here. Drive safe and take all your books with you because if you got any left, you know, something ain't right. I can't get paid tonight, so buy books. Buy books. Mahalo for being here. Aloha.
The night would not be complete if I didn't thank some of the very important special people that are here with me today. The first off is my boyfriend, George Red Heifer. Yay, George. Yay. He even came and brought me hors d'oeuvres or I would not have even eaten tonight. So thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you, George. And there's somebody else. Where is she? Davida. Davida, are you here? Davida. Hey. Is it Mahala? Mahalo. Yes.
You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
You rock, and she's like a party in a box. Yeah, she does get up. And then I have the gals from Financial Life Planners. Please come up here with me. Donna Turner, yay! Marketing extraordinaire. And we have Valerie Mihalovich, yay! My financial planner, yay! Thank you guys. I couldn't do it without you. I love you, I adore you, and thank you for being my little cheerleaders every day. Yeah, love you guys.
Aloha!
Thank you guys. And I want to thank Brokers Alliance, John Illig. Thank you, John. Come on up. We got
Cynthia.
Donna. We love you. and the guy that's filming me right now. Thank you, Addison. The cameraman extraordinaire. Come on up here. Yay. Thank you, Edison. Thanks. He's done some really neat videos that are going to be on the website, and I just so appreciate him. He actually kind of fixes my hair, my outfits, and stuff like that. He's pretty good. Another person who has just been hovering, Kim, our photographer. Come over here. Thank you. She rocks. I don't think she knew how hard she was going to work today. Thank you so much. Seriously, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So, and I just want to thank all of you that came tonight. It means so much to me. Sometimes it's hard for me, believe it or not, to be in the spotlight. But I just appreciate it so much. I've had a wonderful night, and I could just have a party every day if I wanted to, I guess. Then I know I'm going to have a good time. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And our DJ, Mr. Don, did a wonderful job. So, sure, Donna wants to say something.
I just want to say that I love Cynthia. I was her client first, and working for her has just been a good. But I loved her as my financial planner. So if you don't have one and you need to, Cynthia is the one I would recommend. She's awesome. I love you. I'm getting a bonus. You all heard it.
I didn't even pay her to say that. I guess I do pay you, but.
No, you are wonderful.
Thank you.
You are.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So, anybody else have anything to say?
Ladies and gentlemen, a final hand for Cynthia Fick, this wonderful book, her wonderful work. Enjoy.